Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Thursday evening sprints. I hope that y'all are having a great day. I know that many of us, including myself, are going through a bit of cold spell here. Although we did not get the like 20, 30 degrees that I kept hearing about. Thank goodness. So I hope y'all doing well. Good morning, Courtney. Finished reading Brothers in Arms yesterday, last night at 8. Okay. How was Brothers in Arms? That sounds like it could be historical, could be nonfiction, but it also sounds like it could be a little romance. How was that? Hey Pat, how you doing? Welcome, Leggy. How you doing? Elena and Pat. Hey Kiana. I was seeing you earlier, Kiana. I did not make it back. We were on Vanessa's sprints. I kept doing random stuff and then I went out to grocery shop and just never made it back, y'all. But I did pick up some candy corn. This is one of my favorite snacks. Although, y'all, I wound up having to get the little, the little corn, what do they call this? The little toothpiece one. I prefer the pumpkins, but they didn't have them. But I did get it on the discount. I like that. Anybody else like candy corn? Hello, hello, hello. Hey Kay, how you doing? Reading Call the Canaries Home by Laura Barrow, chapter 33, an hour enjoying it. Smoosh the like button. Go ahead and smoosh, y'all. I don't mind. What is Call the Canaries Home about? Anybody else have some interesting reading they're doing? Have to leave early today at 2:55, so I still have a few minutes, and I have to say goodbye. And Wednesday I have an MRI. Ooh, well, definitely get the brains checked, okay? Nothing wrong with having a doctor's appointment. It's good to know what exactly is going on with your body, okay? Because you can't address something that you don't know anything about. Well, I hope that everything goes well for you, Elena, okay? Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Hey, Kay. It was great. Okay, that's cool. That's always great. Nonfiction. Okay. Sounded like that. Nonfiction November, by the way, y'all. If y'all are interested in nonfiction, if you don't normally partake in nonfiction, then this is definitely a really good month. Gives you a good excuse if you need an excuse. May change your life and you may wind up liking nonfiction a little bit more than you normally would. Nonfiction November last year. Was I reading nonfiction prior to? I don't know if I was reading nonfiction prior to nonfiction November last year, but it allowed me to, see that maybe I can expand my horizons a little bit more. But I definitely enjoy fiction better. One minute. Elena says, hello, Pat. Yummy candy corn. Love some candy corn, y'all. This is actually really sweet. I know a lot of people don't like candy corn. They say it tastes like wax. I will say that not all candy corn is created equal, okay? Because this one has a little sweet taste on the outside. A lot of them don't have a sweet taste on the outside. It's just kind of neutral, and you have to bite into it to actually taste it. And sometimes, truthfully, even the white part doesn't have a taste to it. It's until you get, further in. I like it no matter what. To me, you just bite into it. But I definitely prefer the pumpkins better. I don't know. I think it's just denser. But these are pretty good. This is just I'm a Dollar Tree girl, y'all. This is Zachary, which is Dollar Tree brand. And this is like really sweet. Probably one of the sweetest. Because, Brock's is like the big, well-known. But this one's actually not bad at all. And they're always made with real honey, so don't eat too much of them. Otherwise, you know what may happen, right? But I enjoy these. I've always liked candy corn. So that's my thing. But yeah, not too bad. But y'all have not gone to Dollar Tree if you're a Dollar Tree person. But I would say any stores, because it's counting down, y'all. Candy, a lot of time, is like half off. If there's still some around, maybe next week they might have it like a third off. But I think many stores are catching on that a lot of people wait till after a holiday, like after Easter, after Halloween, after Christmas to buy certain things. And so it's cheaper to get rid of it. So I don't think they order as much. I forgot all about, the after Halloween sales till I was on Sprints last night with Brandy, right? And she was talking about, the Halloween sales for candy being half off. So I had to hit up my local Dollar Trees today, y'all. But it's 2 for $1.25, even though it says 2 for $1. Prices have increased. But get you some Halloween candy. There was not a lot left. There was candy corn and popcorn balls, so I partake in both of them. Let's see, Storm Sierran we're having is coming from the storm you're having, the Storm Sierran. Is that a name, Sierran? Or is that a typo? Coming from the USA, lots of rain and wind. But us US people just be giving the gives, right? So take care of yourself, okay? Too much sugar, and I go, exactly. I agree. I try not to partake in sugar all the time. Yeah, that's a lot. But candy, a lot. So I got my tea to wash it down, further stain my teeth, but I shall be brushing in a few hours. So drink plenty of water, y'all, if y'all are eating sugar. Working and listening to Pet. I heard Pet and Bitter were good, Kiana. How are you liking it? Okay. I'll be fine. Oh, you'll be good. Good vibes for you, okay? Hey, Ulysses, how you doing? Hopefully you'll be finishing up work shortly. Oh, you're going to start Worthy. Okay. Brandy is supposed to be having, is it Books with Brandy? I always just call her Brandy. What's her channel name? Okay, well, y'all know Brandy, okay? She's supposed to be hosting a discussion of Worthy. I don't know when. I'm subscribed, so it'll just pop up. But when I find out, I'll let you know for any of y'all that are interested, if you read it, or if you just want to get the details or whatnot. But it's going to be fun. I think she said like week after next or something. So stay tuned. If you already know the date, post it in the chat. And if you have not already, I did post a review of Worthy earlier this week. Go ahead and check it out. Surprisingly, I've gotten tons of views on it. I'm like absolutely shocked. It's like the first video I posted, like full length video, not a short, that's actually gotten a lot of really organic views. So I'm excited about that. Hey, Ulysses. Hello, how you doing, Toya? Welcome back. Hey, Ulysses, Elena, Pat. Hello, Alicia. How are you doing, Miss Lady? Hello, hi, Elena. I love everybody saying hello. A couple of weeks. Yep. Okay, a couple of weeks. Yeah, I don't know what the date, but I'll definitely be letting y'all know because I want to discuss this book with people. I also I'm curious, about I know there's a lot of biasness out there about Jada Pinkett Smith. To each his own. Hey, look, you do you. Okay. I'm not for, I'm all for people with opinions, but I don't like bias, but I just feel like there's a lot of unfair judgments of her. So I'm just curious when people read the book, if their judgments change or if they're the same. To me, I'm more in favor of if you read the book and then you have an opinion versus people having an opinion and making up things, which I've heard a lot of false narratives. That pisses me off. But, I appreciate if people have read the book and then still have an opinion versus just making up stuff. So I'm just curious for the discussion. It may irritate me, though, because I have been irritated and have gotten off some sprints with people that just kept trashing her. And they haven't read the book or just even before the book came out. I just it's only so much bashing I can tolerate that people do. I try not to be the contributor to that, but I love to hear something. I will say that. Thank you very much, Ulysses, by the way, for watching my video. I appreciate it. I kept it short because, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other reviews out there about the book. I've been trying to find some, truthfully, on BookTube. I've been trying to find other people who have read the book and posted reviews. And surprisingly, I have not found too many. I saw Ashley's pop up, was it yesterday or earlier today, but I haven't had a chance to look at it. But I haven't seen any legit booktubers, too many, post a video about it. I'm shocked. I'm doing okay. How are you? I'm making it. I'm making it. I got some sugar here. Hello, Alicia. Hello, Pat. Everybody say hello. Oh, we're talking about Worthy by Jada Pinkett Smith. But just trashing in general. I'm not a big fan of like people just downright trashing folks. It's just not my thing. You are not late, lady. You are on time. On time. What is everybody going to be reading, by the way? Okay. Hey, Paco, how you doing? Oh, darn, you got to go to that thing called work. Why can't they just give you money? Okay, well, take care and watch yourself, okay? Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Hello, Princess. Hey, Paco. Okay, y'all. We have 2 hours, less than that now. We're trying to get out of here by 7:30 because I know y'all got the night to do things, and we got to spread the love and the support for other people that are spending at night. Okay, so get your books ready, get your productivity. If you're leaving, get your shoes ready because I don't want you to be late for work. All that stuff. Okay. Hello, Coda. Caught you on a quick break. Popped in to say hi. I mean to stop by, but I'm always working when you're sprinting. I know how that is, y'all. Sometimes I just pop into people's sprint. Can't stay, just want to say hi. Stay the 30 seconds if that's all I can take, or not take, if that's all I can give, so that I can give you the, a thumbs up and a view. If that's the best you can give, that's fine. I'll take it. Will's book made me want to read Jada's. I don't like Jacob, but I had to defend her after reading his book. Yeah. See, here's the thing. I want to get off this, but it's just so juicy. And I can't wait to read Brittany's book. I'm trying to stay away from people's spoiler reviews because I've seen tons of Brittany reviews and I'm like, hold up. I'm going to be back. My really anticipated books that I really want to read, I try to stay away from people's videos ahead of time. Spoiler or non-spoiler. But I have not read Will's because from a unique perspective enough, he just doesn't hold my attention to garner reading a book by him. Okay, no shade to him because I do like his work. But also the slap just pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie. I just have not gotten over that in my head. Jada's book, I know was going to tell all the details because it's after the fact. So that's what kind of drew me more to that. So I felt like it was almost like reading his book and her book too. But I do feel the need to defend her because there's just so much hate towards her. It bothers me that you have so much hate towards this woman. I get it. She puts herself out there, but you really don't know what's going on in people's life. I just feel like with some people, folks are like, to each his own, whatever they do, fine. But with her, it's a whole nother ball game. And what really irritates me, and this is just my opinion, y'all, so come for me if you will, it's Black women. And it bothers me to high end that it's more Black women than anybody that is tearing at this woman, creating false narratives, all that. And I like that she somewhat, to a certain extent, addressed that in the book as well. So I'm not like, hand over fist over Jada and Will and stuff, whatever. They're all both a bunch of weirdos in a nutshell, but it's just, I just don't like that bias. Like I've even had people that are picking apart the things that she's even saying in the book. Oh, it's not real. Okay, then why did you bother to read the book if you're not going to believe what she's saying? Or you're going to call the book a flop because it was the most anticipated, accordingly to who, right? Anticipated, but it didn't come up in number one. So it's a flop. Now that I'm hearing from certain demographics. So, and I'm like, that's further people trying to tear her down. Okay. So you don't need people, I think, in her own community kind of tearing her down even further. So anyway, whatever. This isn't a Jada Pinkett Smith sprint. We should have one, right? Oh my God. Hey, Pat. Hello. Reading comics. Not sure what exactly picking up next. Ooh, okay. Can we help you out? Not a fan of hers, and since that is the case, I will not be reading the book, so I won't say anything about her on the book. Not my business. And that's fair. I completely understand that's fair. She's not for everybody. Hell, just like I ain't for everybody, you know. It's like somebody that's not for you. Like if somebody don't like me, each his own, whatever. It wouldn't be the first time. But you're gonna come in and just talk mess about me, or you don't know anything about me, or come onto my sprint and say, "Hey, I don't like you." I'm not saying you're doing that, but I'm just saying it's kind of like that. Princess and Paco. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, 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 y'all. Finish The Good House. Ooh, I've heard nothing but great things, except that Tanana Riverdew is long-winded. That's the only thing I've heard. Already here, just waiting to clock in. Oh, there you go. See, on time. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Nothing wrong with that. Smash the boop boop button. I'm for that too. Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, I'm trying to get to some of these. Boop the like button. Oh, I love all the likes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. They want to hate. Yeah, I mean, some people are that way. To each his own. It's just not my type of thing, you know. But we all have autonomy, so you do. But I just think that you tend to leave yourself open for arguments, you know. I don't like to argue. Well, thank you very much. At the end of the day, they understand each other. Hey, they got to live with it. You know, seems like I don't know, they're leaving it open for whatever they want to do together. That's not my business. So it is his own. I read the book. That was my business that I had the opportunity and I picked it up. So I'm going to take it for what it is and call it a day. So anyway, I am reading, oh my gosh. I don't know what I want, if I want to finish this book. I got March. I think I may start this. I was reading the Black Panther Party. I'm Black Panther out, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I think I'm over 50%. I think I'm gonna just skim the rest so I can legitimately say I read it. And I see some parts I want to read. Okay, I'm a skip around and read the Black Panther. I'm just like, this book is not going to end, and it's a graphic novel too. That's bad, right? Just my opinion, but just because she's Black, I don't have to be okay. Oh no, I'm not saying you got to be okay with stuff. I just don't like tearing people down and people in the own community tearing folks down when you already have people outside of the community tearing something. All of this is steeped in things. I don't want to make this a debate, but but yeah, I mean, you don't have to. I agree. I don't believe in condoning and saying, hey, I'm supporting you just because we're the same color, but I'm not going to contribute to tearing someone down when I see other people tearing folks down. To me, when I see there is a racial bias already there, let's just say it like that. So anyway, so let's get to this sprint here, y'all. Okay, we're going to do 45. Okay, y'all. Happy reading. And then, I will actually ask y'all what we're reading when I come back. Why is this not starting? Okay, why is this not starting? Oh, there we go. Okay, happy reading. Sorry, I tried to get that timer before it gonged. I didn't make it. Sorry about that. How was your reading? Hi, Adrian. How are you doing? Feel like it's a long time no here. Let's see. I'm turning the banner off. How did everybody's reading
Hi,
go?
Courtney. Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello,
Ooh,
hello. Feel like it's been
is it
forever.
just me and two other people I spoke to today, or has this week gone by fast?
It has. Ooh, I
I'm
might
like,
have to
it's
put that.
Thursday already? Jeez.
I know, I know. Oh, but I feel like the whole month of October went by quickly. So I think we're going to be in January before we know it. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want the cold weather to be done because I feel it in my bones. It's not fun. It's not a fun feeling at all.
Yeah, I didn't.
Feel like
I I didn't step outside today, but I felt the cold when I had a fresh direct delivery this morning
it.
to the house. For those of you who don't know what fresh direct is, it's a delivery service for um your supermarket stuff. So they delivered between 7 and 9 this morning. So yeah, I felt the cold then.
I was out in the cold. I went all over the place, and
Hmm.
of course, I had to spend today to go shopping. I've been procrastinating. Although I do hear that it is supposed to be like 70 degrees this weekend. This is sickly.
No, the marathon is Sunday.
Hmm. That would be
Yeah,
interesting.
you don't have to deal with that.
See, I got to work this weekend anyway, so I'm going to be inside all day. But I still got to get to it, but it just sucks.
Hmm.
Weather. What can we do, right? How have
That's
you been?
crazy. I've been okay. I've been okay. A lot going on work wise and home life wise, but I am going to be okay. Trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to read for November. I mean, I know I'm doing Carrie and Jada. I'm also going to start the first book in the trilogy. Well, it's not the trilogy because it's a series. Because he just finished the fourth book, but it's not out yet. Eric LaSalle's
Huh.
series. So I'm going to start that this month too. But
Well, you said
I need to
Carrie, right?
finish. Hmm.
You said Carrie and Jada?
Yeah, Carrie and Jada. I'm going to read their
Oh,
nonfiction
Carrie
books.
Washington. Okay, I'm sorry. I was trying to
Carrie
figure out who's
Washington and
Carrie.
Jada.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to read their books. But I need to finish the Bone Saga, the Green Bone Saga trilogy. I was supposed to finish that 2 months ago, and I didn't. So I need to finish that this month, and it's a big enough book that I could just take my time and read it.
Gotta absorb yourself in it.
Yeah,
Well, it
yeah,
is
yeah.
nonfiction November, so as long as you fit the other ones in.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely doing those two.
Oh my
I'm gonna
god.
do Jada's first, even though Carrie's came out first. I'm gonna do Jada's first.
I haven't heard a whole lot of hype about Carrie, and I think people are just so obsessed with. And granted, this is just some circles because we don't speak for everybody.
Hmm.
But I've been hearing a
Yeah.
lot about Jada's and Brittany. I hadn't heard about anybody else's, and I know, I feel like they're getting Kerry Washington is getting overshadowed a bit.
Well, the only thing I heard about her was when she talked about her father and how she found out that he wasn't biologically her father, and how she found out. So I was like, they weren't going to tell her, and then it was like what, a week or two after that is when Jada's book came out,
Mhm.
and what came out about her books kind of overshadowed what Carrie was saying. So I just think it's just the way it was released. Um,
Timing is everything sometimes.
it is. And she is traditionally very, very closed mouthed about her life. So I'm not thinking that this is, I mean, not that you want to hear about everything about somebody's life, but to me, if celebrities are going to do memoirs, you're either going to tell majority of it or you're not going to. Otherwise, to me, it makes no sense to do it.
I agree.
So I don't know what exactly this is in terms of hers. Because I mean, when Jeezy did his, I read his, listened to it, and I was like, he could have kept that.
Oh, really?
He could
Okay.
have kept
Yeah.
that.
You're the only one I know that said they were going to read it. So, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, I was like, just curious about it, and I was like, this is great for the people who had similar lifestyles to him and who had, well, let me just say maybe similar lifestyles to him, um, and can see this is the way you can make it, because he, to me, is really is a guide as to how you can get to the other side and come out on top, or as at top as you think that you are, um, turning things from a negative to a positive.
So it's like a
And
self-help.
I think that's, yeah, it's more of a self-help book than a memoir to me.
Yeah.
Much more so than that.
See, that's my thing with celebrities. Like, I'm not all like, oh, I'm into celebrity stuff, I will say. Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
flocking to go buy the latest album and that stuff. But, I'm curious just
Mm-hmm.
like the next person, because you do get to know some of the characters on screen, and it's an insight into, the rich and the famous, of course. So,
Right.
but, yeah, if I'm going to pick up your book, I mean, I even said in my Jada video, I'm not, and I say this all the time, I'm not a big self-help type person. Maybe I need to, I don't know, but I don't need to learn that from celebrities. You made it big and rich, and now, people pay attention to you because of that. But I'm not reading your book for that. Like, I want to know some
Mm-hmm.
details of the stuff that,
Mm-hmm.
curious about. So if you're not telling me those things, then I really have no desire. And I feel like Jeezy's book, I mean, I don't know if the success, I can't speak, success of his book. I knew it was
Mm-hmm.
coming out through y'all, but he's not really somebody I paid attention to. But maybe I might have thought to pick it up if it would have been after, because Jeannie Mai, I know, but I know that
Mm-hmm.
compass that, because I would like to know, like, that would be a point of interest for me to pick up his book. But no, he decides to do that bombshell like after the book comes out. It's like Will's book, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
well, his book was before, so I don't really care to read it anyway, but it might have been more of a sticking point afterwards, but Jada's
Yeah.
included. It's like, okay, let's go ahead and see this one then. So
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, memoirs are interesting. I have to be selective about memoirs though, because it's like, how
Mm-hmm.
invested am I in you as a person and a character to read your book? But I don't really want like somebody kind of dictate me to it. I just want to, tell the business. Okay, if you're gonna write it, write it.
Mm-hmm.
Tell your story, because people are spreading things about you anyway. So you might as well just tell us about what you're part of it. So we were talking
Yeah.
about Jada's memoir before we went to the sprint, and I think I'm at
Uh,
here. I was talking about how with Jada's, I've been hearing just basically a lot of biased people talking about, or people that haven't read the book spreading things.
mm-hmm.
And I was talking specifically about how I feel like there's a lot of Black women tearing her down and have been for a while, and how she kind of addresses that in the book. So Toya was saying, just because she's Black, I don't have to be okay with stuff. And I completely agree. I don't think you have to necessarily be okay with her because she's Black.
Yeah.
I just don't
Agree.
want to contribute to the tearing of her down when I
Mm-hmm.
see other non-Black populations going out of their way to tear her or down for the book and
Mm-hmm.
downgrade the success of the book. And then
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, I don't know if you've been hearing this. Oh, I saw a whole podcast. Actually, it was two of them the other day, and I got off the internet for that because, I was going down the rabbit hole. I was looking at BookTube videos, and somehow I got into some random podcast, not BookTube related. And these
Mm-hmm.
two white guys, they were basically talking about how her book was a flop because it was one of the most anticipated books. Yet debuted at like 3 or 4 or something like that. And they said, well, it's a flop. I'm like, really? So I was just irritated. So I
Mhm.
got off the internet after that. So, but I just feel
Yeah.
like people going out of their way to kind of tear her down for other reasons outside of, the Black community. And I just did not want to be a voice that continued to do that. But I'm not like ride or die or haterade or whatever, like hating her on, because to me, I'm just like, hey, her
Mhm.
and her
Yeah,
crazy.
it's interesting that you say that because when I, went to her book signing in person the day before it actually came out, she said that she thinks that the people who do support her, the ones who actually read the book, not the ones who didn't read the book. And one of the people in the audience had evidently asked her, "Do you think that a lot of Black women are being against your book?" And she thought about it and she said, "No, I don't." She said, "I think that we as Black women have been through a lot." She said, "I share my struggles." She said, "But I also know that if you're married, um, especially married to a Black man, then um, the man says something and everybody's listening to him. But once the woman says something, you're not you're not really listening to her. And if she's sticking up for yourself, you're not listening to her."
I agree.
So I
I
was like,
agree.
"Yep,
And even
that's
when she
very
says
true."
something, people don't want to believe it. It's just like the book. I don't know. I don't want this
Hmm.
to turn into a whole thing. We're gonna let Brandy be the moderator for because she's reading. I'm a what is Brandy's chat? I keep thinking books with Brandy. Is that it?
Brooks with Brandy Shanae.
Okay, there you go. I'm always just saying Brandy like people know her. I need to get her channel name
Hmm.
right. Brandy, if you're listening, I'm sorry. Okay, books with Brandy Shanae. I was
Hmm.
talking about earlier, she's going to read the book and then she's going to have a live discussion, and then we're going to just bring all of this drama to that. So let's
Hmm.
get out of it here. But I'm just happy. I just want people to read her book. And then if you want
Yeah,
to say you still don't like her afterward, I respect that. I'm not telling
and
people
that's
what to
fine.
say. It's
Exactly,
just that, yeah,
exactly.
I just don't want people
Yeah.
spreading lies. And I've been hearing people just spread flat out false
Hmm.
narratives. And
Hmm.
I'm just inclined to, if she's going to tell the story, I'm going to believe that and call it a day. So I just have issues with that. And I just have issues
Right.
more of people that look like us that are spreading that narrative, because the people, the circles that I talk to on BookTube and outside of BookTube that have any investment in that, in her, are people that look like us. So
Hmm.
craziness.
Yeah, it goes to that crabs in a barrel mentality that I hate.
But I
I hate.
also am hoping, I keep trying to get off this topic. It's just so nice.
I know.
I'm hoping that the people that are just talking all this mess patronize old girl and give her your dollars and buy the book. Okay. Then talk some mess.
Mhm.
Okay. Talk
If
mess all
anything, I
you
think
want.
it's pushing the book forward
I hope so. I hope
because
so,
I think more people are buying the book because of that.
Exactly. Read the book,
Hmm.
talk about it, then talk some mess. Hate her all you want still, but give us some money first. There you go. Love the whole family, but shaking my head. Enough with the Tupac obsession. August, who was the youngest young boy. Yeah, he's like half her age. So many. Yeah, I mean, there's problematic elements. It's just like our novels. Problematic. It is what it is. Moving on. Yeah. I agree. That's all I'm gonna say. See, Princess, you are trying to be impartial and say I'm out. I'm just trying to be gossipy. That's why my video says let's gossip. I have to go now. Thank you very much for Elena for coming through. I hope that your appointment works out. Okay. Good vibes medical. Okay.
Hmm.
Hello, Nell. Oh, work got you. That sucks. Okay. Well, I hope to see you soon. Okay. Be safe in them streets.
Oh,
Cold.
I was wondering where she was.
Yeah, I always generally think that her and you get kind of stuck at work, because I know this is that, am I gonna get off work on time?
Mhm.
Time frame
Yeah,
type.
the difference is that I'm at home, so I'm
Yeah.
looking at some emails that I didn't get to yet, and then I'm over here with you. So I'm like, technically I'm off, but I'm just checking some emails.
Well, that takes precedence. So do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. It's nice to make your dollars at home too. Hey, Jaleesa, I need to start reading. I need to start remembering 5:30 is 4:30 your time. Okay. Hey, I put it on the calendar sometimes for me because I forget. I get a little notification for myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you're in a different time zone. Yeah.
Megan Golden. That sounds familiar. Do you know this book? That name sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
I want to look it up so I can see what that looks
Hey,
like.
Rally. Hey, Jaleesa. Hello. 7%. Oh, Alyssa's just started Worthy. Okay, keep reading.
Uh-oh.
34 pages. Hey, Adrian. Got some love for you, Adrian. Everybody saying everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Good, thanks, Shalise. I hope you're doing okay. Hey, Asma. Hello, Dolly. How you doing? Hello. Kiana read Carrie's book. It was good. Ooh,
okay. I am looking forward to it.
Was there any other drama? Now, Kerry Washington does seem to stay out of, at least, I know we don't hear of everything going on, but she seems to stay out.
That was the only thing that came out. That was the only thing that came out.
Okay.
And when she kind of said exactly what it was like somebody that was telling the story. They were like, oh, well, that's not salacious. I said, I know, but they made it sound like it was salacious. And then when she said exactly what it was, people were like, oh, well, it wasn't like her parents had an affair with, somebody. And that's how that happened. I was like, yeah. But they still would have kept it a secret if she hadn't said, I'm going to be on this show.
Hey, you have no choice but to have it out. That's just like, I keep going back to Worthy. I keep going back. That's why I think Jada had no choice but to take herself to the red table because that crap was going to come out. So she was like, let me tell my story before other people tell it for me.
Well, some of that stuff was kind of coming out anyway. So
yeah. I agree. Tell your business if I feel like that's the trade-off, truthfully, with celebrities. Like, okay, I'm not for paparazzi hounding them and putting their kids in danger and all that stuff. I'm not here for that. But I do think that the trade-off for the millions of dollars that people patronize them with and that get thrown at them is kind of like a payment for your privacy and some of your privacy being taken away. I really do. So when celebrities are like, oh, I don't want to be photographed or leave me alone. Come on out. Really? Because when you want to publicize something, you go to what's that place, the Ivy and all these other places where it's seen and be seen, or you call the publicist and the paparazzi, and then act like, oh no, I don't want to be seen. So I feel like that's a trade-off. You got paid $20 million to do a movie. Meanwhile, the doctor that took care of you does not make anywhere near that amount of money. I got problems with that. Anyway, but yes, Carrie, I like that she does keep her nose clean. I hate to see folks that I like in like crazy situations, but it'd be like, she told, I guess that's her only piece of gossip, I guess, if you want to even call it that, in her book. So I was curious if there's some other stuff. Pat, darling, how are you? Yes, Pat, how are you? Pat is trying to stay away from, there's apparently a storm that came from the U.S. heading their way. I told her be giving gives. Keep warm. Weather has me feeling like the Tin Man. Stay a while. It'll warm up. It's early yet for the cold weather to be coming. Call the Canaries Home by Laura Barrow and made me cry. Oh, that means it was emotional. It got to you. I never heard of that. What's the genre? Okay, asthma, horrible weather. You're okay, and yourself too. Get a nice cuppa. I'm gonna get one on our next break. Get a nice cup of tea and a good book, y'all, or something else.
In case anybody's wondering, this is just blackberry soda. That's it.
Ooh, that sounds pretty interesting.
No special stuff in here tonight.
No little spicy spice.
Nah, I'll do that tomorrow.
We're
doing fall back, which is great. Hopefully that means I'll get some extra sleep this weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm happy though. I work the weekend, right? So it's fall back, spring forward. So we're gaining an extra hour. So I like that because since I have to work on Sunday, then I have an extra hour to sleep. So that's always good.
Mhm.
Grew up with Will Smith, so I have to learn Jada and who she is before I grow a solid opinion. I grew up with both of them, but I mean, am I really
Mhm.
invested? Not really. But if you're gonna tell your story, I'm gonna listen to it, So, but yeah, she actually told more about her life than I expected. Carrie, okay. I mean, like
Okay.
Adrian said, if you're gonna write a
Okay.
memoir, you need to tell it.
Mhm.
I want to read Carrie, but I'm 178. Wow, that's a lot.
Ooh.
It may come through though, because for the Britney book, when I put mine on hold for Libby, it said several months wait, like literally several months. And then that was last week or whatnot. And then I checked yesterday and it said 3 weeks. So you never know. Sometimes libraries acquire different copies. And people be those juicy books, people be getting through quick. They're not like holding them for weeks at a time. So you may come
Mhm.
up really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Physical books, I'm not holding out hope I'm going to get a physical book for some of these, but ebooks come through quick. Hello.
Well,
Hi, G.
also, it's
How
like,
you
how
doing?
many do they have? Because if they don't have enough books to stock in the beginning, they need to order some more.
That's true. And sometimes they do that when they realize there's a popularity for a book. Because my library has done that. Like I have two library cards, and I'll get a notification. The library has acquired an additional 10 copies. So I think that I don't know what
Mhm.
goes into how many they get initially or if they're looking at whatever, but I know that after a book comes out and I realize that, there's a lot of people, I notice within another few days, I'll get a notification that they acquired more copies and then your numbers decrease. Hey, Jigra. Jigra also read Worthy.
Hi. Oh, cool.
Whether you like Jada or not, I hate when any strong woman speaks up for herself or voices anything that was one to make her a villain.
Mhm.
Facts. Speaking facts, Rally. Okay, where's
Yep.
my order?
Yep.
Secret Air for Christmas interview that I have done on Monday. Ooh, what type? Is it an author interview on BookTube? Mm. Is that
All right.
a romance? Y'all, please listen. Oh, that's on my list too. I'm waiting for that as well.
Oh, I forgot about that book is
Oh yeah,
out.
yeah.
And I don't hear about that either, actually.
Yeah, I
I don't hear
haven't heard
about
too
that
much
either.
about it. I
But
ran
I'm
across
wondering if
that
that's
one.
because she's not I'm wondering if that's because she's not that popular. Like
Yeah,
she
she's
she's
not.
done she's done well, but I don't think she's that popular.
Yeah, I
Certain
get you.
people that in that popular category. I wouldn't put Leslie Jones in that category.
She's one of those you either know about her or you don't. You're not,
Mm-hmm.
because she's non-traditional Hollywood. But that's one of the reasons why I want to read her book because
Mm-hmm.
she has to have a unique perspective because she's like what's the girl who played Precious Gabbard Sidibe.
Yes,
They're
Sidibe.
not
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood. Like you look at them, they are not Hollywood. So you're like, what is
Yeah.
your story that you are, to me, in my opinion, a household name? How did you get
Mm-hmm.
here, and what's your story? I want to know. So yes, I am all for this, but I am definitely on a wait list because people are reading her book.
Okay.
Oh, I want to read the lesson. Yep, yep, yep. And the title's really funny too. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
I could read it at work without ugly laughing. Yes.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I tried to put the audio. I always try to get the audio and the regular ebook when I put in the request. I was like, who's gonna come through first? But I'm hoping audio because having their own voice is something I wanna hear. Other interview doing. Oh, okay, okay. If I'm available, I'll check it out. All right, guys, we're going to do one more sprint, a 30-minute sprint, Miss Nell.
Are you almost home? Is that why you're asking?
She's going to see if she can dive right in.
Mm-hmm.
Black famous. Yeah. Well, I think for people that know SNL, then they would know her. How did I don't even watch SNL. So how did I even know who she was? She was on something I saw. I think I might have saw her as a stand-up. Like, I'll randomly watch something. And I was like, this lady's hilarious. And that's when I tracked her back to
I
SNL.
don't, you ask an interesting question. I don't know if I knew her outside of SNL. I'm not a regular watcher of SNL, but
Mhm.
when they announce who the new people are going to be, I'm always curious who they are.
Mhm.
Because I'm not a comedy type of person, but I'm always wondering, okay, diversity. How many people of color you got on SNL? I'm always looking for that. So she stood out for me,
Yeah.
and also she's quite tall,
Yeah.
so she stood out for me because of those two things. And then I was like, oh, she is funny.
I
But I
tried.
don't know if I remember her outside of that beforehand.
Yeah. Yeah, she definitely stands out. I always try to tell my white friends that. I'm like, why do you always pinpoint things about color? I'm like, color don't always matter, but it's nice to see that we're represented in spaces. I
Hmm.
mean, when you're around areas and places that people don't look like you, and when you got comments about
Hmm.
stuff, and I tend to just be
Yeah.
aware of my surroundings. As a minority, I feel
Hmm.
like, no, as a brown minority, I have to be aware of that. I don't think
Hmm.
some people get that.
Yeah.
Live audio. Okay, awesome. Jigra, I didn't like Jada and her weird family. Before I read Worthy, I still don't care for any of them, but I understand more now. Mental health is very important, and she is and has struggled. Yes, I agree with all of that. I agree.
Hmm.
And Jigra read the book. That's what I like, and I even put that
But
in
see,
your
what I get from this comment is that you have more of a perspective.
yes.
You still don't like them, but you have more of an understanding and perspective after reading the book.
And I respect that. This is what I was saying
Exactly, I can
earlier. You read
appreciate
the
that
book,
completely.
and if you still don't
Hmm.
like her and her weird family, which I agree, then you
Hmm.
got, it is what it is. It's like with Will, right? After the slap, a lot of people were like, they get why he slapped Chris Rock, right?
Hmm.
To each his own. That was before the book was written, well before that, so it's not necessarily that, but some protective instincts, all that stuff. I get it, but it doesn't condone it. That's one of the things I did not like, at least in some of the circles that I run with. People
Hmm.
utilize his book to condone his actions and to condemn her, and that's why I was happy that she wrote her own book to talk about
Yeah, a whole chapter. So I will definitely dive into the whole book and not just that chapter.
it. I just walked in the door. Oh, there you go, lady. Okay, well, excuse me. Hope to see you
Come
soon.
through,
Yeah, come
come
through.
through.
Who are we? Oh, we have discussed for most of the sprint Jada's book. I keep
Yeah.
trying to get away from it, but I can't. It's compulsive.
See,
I mean,
Brittany, I know I'm not going to read because I'm not a fan of. Not that I'm a fan of Jada's, but Brittany, I'm like, I don't care. I think it's been enough in the press about her. I don't want to read about it.
yeah,
The other people I know, they're like, oh, I love Brittany, and that's
yeah.
fine. But that's why you can't. That's why a book is not just for one person. Somebody is going to find that they like it, and some people are going to find that they don't.
You have to have an investment in the person to a certain extent, or an investment in people surrounding them, or in action.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I definitely am looking forward to Brittany's book. Um, I'm a Brittany fan.
Mhm.
I don't know all the details, but I want to know. But we can stick around for that one. Okay, so Miss Nell, we're going to start this next sprint. It'll give you time to kind of detox and get things together so you're comfortable and all that jazz. But this will be the last sprint. It's a 30-minute. And then, actually, you know what? Are you okay if I shorten this to 20? Is that good? Okay, I'm gonna put this to
Yep.
20. That way Ms. Nell can come on. I gotta get off closer to 7:30 than 8.
Uh-huh.
So I want to have some time so we can say hi to Miss Lady. So I'm gonna put it to 20 here.
Okay.
Chigra, exactly, Adrian. Occasionally, I remind myself that we all have space in this world. I cannot like someone. That doesn't mean I have the right to judge them less deserving to be themselves. Ooh, facts, Chigra. I
Mhm.
love it. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm.
Definitely.
I am here with you on that one.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Okay, we're gonna do 20 minutes. We'll talk a little bit, then get you out of here so you can go to the next phase of your life. Happy reading. Hello, hello, hello. I caught the gong in time. Hello, Miss Nell. We have acquired another lovely booktuber here. How are you doing?
Tired, very tired.
Oh, poor
I
thing.
understand that. Hi now.
How's the weather out where you're at?
It's pretty cold now. It's like I think it was like 30 something this morning, and now it's maybe in like the 40s or 50s.
Ooh, I hear it's supposed to go into the 70s this weekend,
Is
so
it?
sick weather.
Yeah, yeah. This is the time. The weather going back and forth, messing people up.
At least we gain an hour this weekend, so that's
Oh, is it
always
this weekend?
yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
That's always a good time. I prefer fall versus spring because
Yeah.
you gain the hour versus losing the hour. And you're like,
Yeah.
darn it. I would hate to be the person working. I have been the person working at times, but I hate when that time frame because you're working an extra hour.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I don't want to do it.
How do you put that on your timesheet?
It should be just calculated. I just make sure I got paid something extra, but yeah, I think it's all
I'm hip.
tabulated in that. I got my tea. So, have you done any reading?
I have. I've been reading The Deep all day because I'm trying to finish this book for the room prompt so that I can move on to the extra prompts for the Get a Clue Readathon.
You said The Deep. Is that by Solomon Rivers or something else?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I enjoyed that book. No, you know what? I enjoyed Skin of the Sea better. They're both kind of, it's not the same equation, but they're kind of addressing kind of like a mermaid type thing, I guess.
Mhm.
But I enjoyed that one. That was one of my first forays into like Black authors, so it just
okay.
stuck with me.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's a pretty good book. Are you
It's
liking it?
interesting. I can't say that I'm like enjoying it, but I also am not hating it either.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's such a unique perspective. I think the backstory of that book is more interesting than the book itself.
And
I
it's funny
like-
that you say that because yesterday when I was talking about it on Bree's Sprint, Bree was like, make sure that you read the author's note because when she said when she read the author's note, that like gave her a whole different like appreciation for the book.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I put that on my best books, like one of my top 10 for last year, but I think I made a mistake. I meant to put Skin of the Sea versus
Oh, okay.
Well, they were both pretty good though, but that one's a short book. It packs a
Yeah.
lot in such a short book, and
Yep.
I enjoyed that aspect. But yeah,
That was
definitely.
the reason why I picked it because the
Yeah.
audiobook is only 4 hours.
It gets deep. I tell you that it gets deep.
There's definitely a lot of like quotes. Like I've highlighted a lot of stuff, but like plot wise, story wise, I'm down. I like it's like I don't really care about what's going on, but there are definitely like some quotes that I'm like, ooh, that was deep.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that one. I need to look more at y'all Get a Clue. See, here's the thing. I was thinking of doing it, but like I'm going out of town. I'm going to take my computer with me. So there's no break-in sprints. At least I don't think. I think maybe on a Tuesday. But anyway, but I'm going out of town to visit my family in Texas. And so I'm not going to be keeping up with stuff. I plan to read, but that's like almost a 2-week period that I'm really not going to be like invested like how I normally would. So I don't want to commit to stuff, especially when you have like group things or whatnot. So I'm just like, I don't want to commit to any formal readathons. Like I'm committing to some nonfiction, but I'm not following any prompts.
Right.
And then I found out Skoden is not official. I know this is still Indigenous Author Month, so people are reading, but Native
Lady Warrior or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at her video earlier on IG. She posted something talking about how she's, a lot of stuff going on with school and with the things in the world that's going on. She's concentrating more on that. Native Lady Book Warrior. No, that don't sound right either. Oh my gosh, y'all. Why is it? See, this is the whole thing that is me. I think this Native Lady Book Warrior was the host for Skoden, but she's not doing it. So her name's Kim. So anyway, but I am going to read some indigenous authors in the mix. My niece keeps sending me stuff. It's like, stop sending me crap. Sorry. Let's see in the chat. So that's what you're reading today? How far are you into it again?
I'm listening to it in a different format. It is not the traditional audiobook style. I'll just say that. So I don't exactly know how far along I am because the way it's broken up is weird. So I've read 40 minutes plus an hour and 40 minutes plus 23 minutes. Whatever that equals is how far along I am.
Okay. Yeah, it has its moments. I think sometimes it kind of drags a little bit, but overall I did enjoy that story. Oh, I finished this, y'all, the Black Panther Party.
Nice.
It's a graphic novel, so I finished that just now. It's taking me a minute. There's a lot in that book, I will say. Kiana says hello to Nell. Hello. Jigra says, I agree the Deep has a better idea than the actual story. I physically read the book. I did too. And it took me almost an entire week.
Wow.
I'm gonna see what's right. Oh, me and Jigra, you were here. Me and you were here on books.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was unique. I will say that. I like the backstory. I think that's what kept me going. And the fact that it is indeed a short book. So you're like, but the parts that are lacking, it's still, it's going to be over soon.
And that's exactly how I feel. I'm like, I'm not too broken up about the fact that I'm not loving the story because with it only being a 4-hour audiobook, I don't have to be in this story too long.
Yeah.
I didn't have audio, but it did take me a few days, and I was like, why am I still reading this? I'm like, the times, you know what it reminded me of? I'm not gonna lie. It kind of reminds me of this book, because I'm like, this book is long for one, but I'm like, I don't know. After a while, with all the people and all the stuff that keeps constantly getting introduced, I'm just like, I'm not done with this book yet. I'm not even remembering all this stuff. It's just too much, but it's good. I mean, especially if you're really interested in that, it's really good. But I just wanted kind of like an overview to school myself into what the lackings of American education system has done. But I'm like, that's a little bit too much for me. It's still pretty good though. I think the Deep is definitely still worth checking out. But yeah, I kind of agree with there. Hopefully next year someone will pick up Skoden. If she can't do it, there's definitely momentum, but it should be hosted by an indigenous person. I agree. I totally agree. I believe didn't she have some co-hosts last year? I remember at least 2 people that I went to sprints by that for that.
I never even heard of it until you started talking about it. Does Skoden stand for something? What does that mean?
It's like Native Lady Book Warrior. That was a thing. The way she described it last year was like, it's like, let's Skoden.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's how Native Americans like pronounce it or what, but she was like, it's like, let's Skoden. Like that's how she said it. I'm not trying to. So I assume that was like maybe just something of how, the pronunciation in her community when they're like, hey, let's go. You know how most people are like, come on, let's go. And how about maybe with them, it's like, hey, let's go then. And so she said, just go then. I could be wrong. that was the video I saw. And I was like, okay, let's go then. And then I made a TBR. That's exactly how I saw the video. I was like, okay, that sounds cool for me. Learned something new. I wrote it down and made a TBR in 10 minutes. So, but it is a good time though. But if y'all can, read an indigenous author of some sort, and go from there. I will say though that I know when it comes to Skoden, I'm always seeing Stephen Graham Jones. I mean, and I, for one, I have a book right here for him. The Only Good Indians. I plan to read that as well. It's been on my list for a minute.
That's good.
I read a few things by him.
You said it's good.
That's
Huh?
good. That's good.
Yeah, I heard
See,
it's
I've heard the
really
opposite.
scary. Oh, really? Oh, I
Yeah.
heard nothing but crazy.
Everybody that I know that's read it was like, I DNF'd it. I didn't like it. 2 stars.
Don't tell me that.
I don't even know what it's about. I have no idea what the book is even about.
I don't either, besides something about vengeance, but it's sitting here. I don't even want to read anymore. I just want to read it. So I don't want to read the synopsis, but I've heard nothing but great things about it. And I heard that it's really scary and horrific. And I know Stephen Graham Jones can be off the chain because I read The Least of Our Scars, The Least of Your Scars, and I DNF'd it because it was horrible. It was like a schizophrenic writing a book. The guy in it was like mental illness, and it sounded like when you're reading it, like somebody with mental illness. And it was on my worst book of the year.
But I gave it 3 stars. So something about it I didn't like, but I gave it 3 stars. I didn't give it 4.
You found it scary, right? Most people
yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't feel that it was so scary, but but you're also talking to somebody who reads vampires on a regular, so.
Okay. Well, it's right here. It's on my list. But what I was getting at is that a lot of people flock to Stephen Graham Jones, and no offense to him, I feel like he has gotten a lot of publicity. If you look at some of his younger pictures, he's a very juicy young man. So I get it, but let's see some other new authors. I like the idea of, since we talk about books, of let's find some new blood in the mix in the indigenous author minority category. So that's my thing. If I plan to read that book, because it's just been on my list a while, but I want to find some other indigenous
his
authors.
book Night of the Mannequins I prefer. I gave that 4 stars.
I read that, yeah. And that one's short too. So I read that. That one's what redeemed me to him, because I picked up The Least of His Scars, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" And then I was like, "Well, let me give this man another chance." And I read Night of the Mannequins, and I was like, "Okay, this is pretty good." So I have this one, but that's the only book by him I plan to read. So
it's only 3 hours.
For what?
The audiobook for Night of the Mannequins.
Yeah, it's short. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's short.
It's pretty good though. He has a different perspective. Like, he is off the wall, bat crazy, I will say, with his books. And they're buried in the book. It's this group of people that have this mannequin, like, you know how boys or whatever get together with the mannequin, like, hey, this is our friend, this is our doll type thing or whatever. And then no. Like a mascot. I don't know. I'm trying to describe it. It's kind of like a mascot. You know how people take something like off of a junk pile and go around town with it? Yes. Think about small town. You ain't got no Walmart. You ain't got nothing to do. So you take some old mannequin off the junk pile, right? It's like, hey, this is our homeboy you take it around with, right? So then they have, they've grown up, so they put it by the wayside. So then the one kid kind of thinks that maybe the mannequin is stalking him. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this will get a
It's a warped sense of thinking.
Yeah. But that's Stephen Graham Jones. I'm telling you. Like, I say it in a nice way because he writes horror, so it's fitting. His brain don't work the way the rest of ours do. And even within his different books, I see it working differently. So, but it makes for an interesting combo for a horror novel. I think he's well within that genre.
Well, I put it on hold so hopefully it'll come through.
But if you ever see a book called The Least of Our Scars, don't do it. My mom, she's a big reader. She was explaining a book to me a few months ago that she was reading, and she was talking about how it was nerve-wracking and it was putting her into a slump and all this other stuff. And she just was describing it. And my mom has a very disjointed way of describing books Like you ask her
Mhm.
what she's reading, and she'll be like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "You've been reading it for 8 hours. How do you not know what it's about?" Like that's my mom, right? She loves to read, but she can't tell you anything about it, including the title, right? But she's describing this book to me in this disjointed way, and I'm like, "Is that by Stephen Graham Jones, The Least of Our Scars?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." But the next day when she called me, she was like, "Yes, the book we were talking about yesterday." I was like, "Stop." I told her, "Stop DNFing." And she got further than I did, but she DNF'd and she don't DNF nothing. So I'm just saying. I have The Only Good Indians and Black Sun. Oh, is Black Sun by him?
I don't think so.
I've heard
No,
the title. All right, that's something else.
no.
Maybe
I
that's
can
Black
picture
Sun is
the
by
cover
somebody
possibly
else.
the other.
yeah. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. Well, maybe she's just saying it. Okay. Well, hopefully we all enjoy The Only Good Indians, and I'll let you know what you think, what I think. So, well, we're gonna get out of here. This has been pleasant. I appreciate y'all coming. I'm glad that you were able to. I'm like I'm having a meeting, right? I'm glad you came towards the end. Did you change your hair, by the way?
I need to get it done really bad.
It looks different. I like it. I like it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Can't tell from this angle that you need to get it done, but I get it.
Good.
Yeah, it looks
You're
nice.
like, I know what's underneath here. I need to get it
Uh,
done.
That's how I feel. You see, I got a headband on, right? You don't want to see the rest of it, okay? I'm not turning to the back either, okay?
Mhm.
Sometimes when I do a bunch of butterflies and decorations, it's to hide some. It's to be like, let me adorn this crap. I went to dinner with some friends the other day and I showed up with a head full of butterflies and they were like, "Oh, it's so beautiful." And I got so many compliments from people. I'm like, I'm trying to hide this horrible hair. Y'all are just complimenting it galore. Thank you. Give me a drink. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. What do y'all have planned for this week? BookTube wise.
Um,
It's like crickets, crickets. That's how I feel. I need
so
to
I
get out
am
of doing
behind in my
this.
Walter's corner. Seriously, I'm behind by 2. So I need to do at least one of those videos maybe this weekend. I don't know. I have family in town this weekend, so that might not happen. Um, but we'll see because Sunday that is the marathon, so I'm probably not going to get out anyway because the marathon happens near me. So, so not necessarily trying to get out in that, even though I know a couple of people that are running.
Can you watch it from your
Um,
window?
no, I can't. I would walk down a couple of blocks to actually see people.
Okay.
So yeah, I used to live in an apartment building that I can see it that way. I lived on the 20th floor, but I live in a house now, so can't do that. Yeah.
What about you, Miss Neil?
um, no video this week. Well, technically, I already put out a video this week. I put my TBR out on Tuesday, so came a
I
little
liked your
late.
mustache.
Yeah. Sprints tomorrow at 8, and I think that's it.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to be on? I'm assuming Nicole is still going. Are you going to be on there
Yeah.
after this? Okay.
Mhm.
I'm going to go get some food, then I'll see y'all. Well, I don't know what I'm doing. If I get a chance to film, I'll have some sort of haul maybe for Saturday. But if not, then I'm not worrying about it. So we'll see. But other than that, have nothing planned. I'm glad I finished this book though. So, everybody in the chats, thank y'all very much for coming. If you're still here, much appreciated. And we'll see you on the flip side. Bye.
Bye.